I am actually here to introduce the star of this program, and so in order to do it properly, I wrote down some of my remarks because it is such a great pleasure to introduce Vipin Mehta to you. Someone who in many ways actually needs no introduction here to this community because he has been such a vibrant and productive and giving member of it for a generation. But perhaps some of you really don't know about one important side of Vipin, his passion to create a more peaceful world through his writing. This is the aspect of Vipin that prompted a friend of mine to tell me about him and suggest that I might be of some help to him. Vipin and I first spoke about ideas, about the violence, the hatred, and the misunderstanding in the world, about the countless lives lost or maimed, the senseless destruction and waste of both man-made objects and natural beauty, all brought about as a direct result of not only hostile misunderstanding, but greed. We exchanged ideas about the mindset that produces all this wanton waste, and I realized that what he was really describing was the actual life work of my husband, Senator J. William Fulbright. Namely, the struggle toward a more peaceful world in which people and countries collaborate. They form partnerships and alliances, and they settle their differences under the rule of law. Now, what brought Fulbright thought of as his most important accomplishment was the international education program that bears his name. He established it in order to give future potential leaders from around the world a meaningful experience in a different culture and a real understanding of differing ways of thinking so that they came to realize the validity of those differences and the benefits of working with them in peace. With the power and insights that come from the study of metaphysics, Vipin Mehta describes the same process brought about by those changes in mindset. This change from domination to dominion, to use his words, is what in fact happened in Ireland. For how many years did we all wake up day after day to news about the violent acts perpetrated in that country? The listing of the dead and wounded, the thousands of Irish citizens who fled to other countries to establish themselves as happy and productive people. Now, the warning factions have come to terms with one another, and there is still news of those same people still happy and productive, but many of them have moved back to their own native land. Last fall, I was privileged to be invited to Dublin to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Irish Fulbright program, and it was such a pleasure to listen to their stories. It is this kind of healing that Vipin Mehta writes about with such eloquence. Vipin Mehta was born in India and raised in Mumbai during the independence movement, inspired through Mahatma Gandhi's principles of nonviolence. He began his studies in engineering and then emigrated to Toledo, Ohio, where he earned a degree in civil engineering. And then in Chicago, a master's degree in public affairs from Northern Illinois University. His final move was here to Orlando to establish Mehta Engineering, transportation and infrastructure construction management firm. Since his move to Orlando, he has played a very active role in local, state, and national politics, and he has been addressed as the metaphysical and spiritual counselor to many politicians, both Democrat and Republican. I am truly pleased to present to you Vipin Mehta.
Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for wonderful introduction. And thank you for your patience working with me for last 6 years. It was a long journey, but it's coming like a dream coming true. And thank you all of you for joining us in this celebration. And thank you all of you for allowing me to see the thoughts of global healing. And the global healing is a journey, and it starts with you and me. And here is a mother, here is a Raj, and here is a Ravi. It starts with every one of you, and journey starts with individually. At that journey is changing the mindset, healing the mind. If you heal the mind, whatever the anguish and unhappiness, or sorrow, or anger, or violence, then you can be able to change the reality, because the physical reality is a reflection of the inner state of mind. The journey starts with you. It looks like a long journey. It starts with you, then it changes, creates the snowball effect to the family, then it goes further to your friends, and then it goes to the community, then it goes to the society, then go to nation, and then it goes to the global humanity at large, which I call the global family. And we are all members of global family. We are all connected. Somehow we are all connected. We are all children of the same divine energy. So, the first step, how to start the journey, that is more important. Because we all are educated in schools, colleges, and universities. And that education teaches us information knowledge, informative knowledge. Second is intellectual knowledge and intelligence knowledge, which is described in one of the exhibits. But these all knowledges are created by human mind. But they don't teach us how to change the state of human mind. So now is the time. We have to expand our consciousness and stretch our imagination to the next level so we can change the state of mind. Because all the problems and global crises, what we are passing through, the tumultuous and turbulent time of violence, anger, hate, and war on terrorism, the root cause lies in the state of mind. So we have to stretch our imagination to find the next level of the knowledge, which deals with the state of mind. And not only deals with the state of minds, which it provides how to consciously create the change in the state of mind, which in turn change the relationship, and which in turn gives the healing among the members of the global family. That is a very critical issue. Then if you look, what is that knowledge which we are looking for? I say unto you, and that is metaphysics. And you may have a question, what is metaphysics?